The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another House of Stein Hot 10 show every Friday night here on the House of Stein YouTube channel. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves at the start of the weekend. I know we're a little late, but thank you for hanging with us. There are 40 of you in the chat right now, and we really want to say thank you. We appreciate you guys. As a matter of fact, we appreciate you guys so much that everybody who's in the live chat tonight, if you're active in the live chat, you have a chance to win. To win what, Stein?
A double giveaway tonight. First of all, we've got an Absolute Batman number 8. This is a red code. This is San Diego Comic-Con variant. And a Pop Kill Tony Trophy variant.
Wow.
They will both go to one lucky person for free.
Yeah, man, those are absolutely gorgeous books. We gotta give it. I know we don't talk about retailers all the time on this channel, but shout out to KRS Comics for being just amazing. They had a great showing at San Diego Comic-Con, and those are two of the books that they had at San Diego. They did such a great job. Their booth was amazing. It was cool walking up there and saying hello to them each day. And you would see like Will Jack sitting there signing a bunch of stuff. You would see Q sitting there signing a bunch of stuff. Tony Trophy, I met Tony Trophy for the first time. It was really cool. Yeah.
And that dude, okay, so that dude he came up with his own idea, and this was so cool. First, this guy's like, he's all tatted up. So he's doing on this book, and he is hand drawing like the pattern like of a sleeve, but like all down her body and her stomach and her leg. And I'm not even kidding. He was doing it like each one by hand and like looping it through. It was literally the most amazing thing. He had one there for sale, and I didn't even think to ask him how much he was asking for it. It was incredible.
I have it. So check this out here, Stein. Here you go.
Do you have a picture of it?
I do. I have a picture of one of the books that he worked on. This is the same cover that you have, but he did this, and you guys can see.
Yeah, that's all hand drawn. Every bit of that. We were sitting there watching him do it. It was crazy.
Yeah. And then let me show you this. This is him right here. So you guys can see. I mean, this is the sleeves on the Vampirella. Like, absolutely amazing. Couldn't believe it. He did that on a Will Jack. Look at that beautiful remark from Will Jack. So, yeah. Shout out to Tony Trophy. That's a new artist that we were open to or we found out about at San Diego. It was the first time I've heard of Tony, and I'm glad we heard about him. He's got some cool stuff going on. So big shout out to him. So anyways, everybody in the chat that is live, that stays active in the chat, I am currently taking entries. As you can see here, we've already got 35 entries, and at some point in the show, you never know when, we're going to draw. So make sure that you guys are active. If you're live, say some things in the chat. Say hello. Shoot the shit with everybody. We like to really give thanks to our live viewers, and shout out to everybody that's watching us on the replay. We appreciate you guys as well. Yeah, very, very cool stuff, man.
Yeah, and before Brian starts, so what was it that said that? So Ben Holtkamp said the Beyond Wednesdays Grommet signed edition should be number one. First of all, that was a brilliant idea by Brian to do this. That was so cool. I love doing it. I actually came up with a brand new signature strictly for that book. That was such a cool idea. And if you have the, I don't have one, but if you have the opportunity to get one of those, you definitely should. And Leg can probably yellow label that, right?
Well, we're not going to say anything yet about that, but what I will say is only 3 of these have been promised to people. Nobody has gotten theirs yet, including the people that have signed it, right? I'm the only one that has any. Yep. Stein doesn't have any. Hood doesn't have any. Clutch, Leg, nobody has any but me. We have promised 2 of them. Sorry, I apologize. 2 people have them right now who are lucky enough to be at Clutch's booth when I had Clutch signing them. They said, how much for those? And I was like, you know what? That's Clutch's deal. You know, you're buying them at Clutch booth. So they bought them from Clutch. And congratulations to them. 3 other people have been promised them. Eric got a personalized copy. Alex Lodemeyer is going to get a personalized copy. And I sold the very first one today. I had a preview whatnot sale for my show tomorrow. I have a show tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern for a bunch of San Diego stuff. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put one of these up. And Ben, shout out to Ben Holtkamp, he won this copy right here. So Ben is getting and Red Hood did something so cool that none of us caught. But he was like doing special like remark signatures and stuff. And he would like draw on the skateboard sometimes. And so you never know what you're going to get with these things. This is going out to Ben Holtkamp. So congrats to Ben for this. But yeah, man, this was a cool moment. And I'm glad. I wish I would have had the chance to get Vinny over there and Emmett and Dennis. And then, Nate, we still got to get Nate to sign some. And, Richie, I was hoping Richie was going to be able to make it, to get him to, it would be nice to get all of the crew to have, get all of us to have one where we've all signed one. And we'll eventually do that. But yeah, very, very cool stuff, you guys. Shout out to, the crew for making that happen. And, very, very cool. So there might be one available on the sale tomorrow. So 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'll drop the link in the chat. You can find the link. It's on my Whatnot page. Go check it out. And I'll drop the link by the end of the show for everybody, so they can bookmark it. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. So
yes, I agree.
There we go. Look at Heroes Reborn just donated $4.99 super chat. He says, let's get a couple at NYC. What's up, Brian and Ben? Hell yeah, brother. Stein, what do you think? You think NYCC can be something that you can make in October?
October's gonna be tough. I've got a golf trip to Stream Song in Florida, and then I've got a work trip in Nashville. So 3 weeks out of October are already completely gone for me.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Next time, but we'll figure out a way to get us all, for the most part, at a con again soon. So that will be, a lot of fun, but, man, San Diego was crazy. And everything I'll be selling is basically all San Diego variants or books that I had signed at San Diego. So, Yee and Leg and Clutch, they all had sales at San Diego. I think me, Hood, and Stein were the only ones that didn't, but it would have been nice to. I waited a little too long, but I'm finally gonna. I have a sale tomorrow, Sunday and Monday. I'll be doing Whatnot, eBay Live, and then again Whatnot on Thursday. I got some of those fantastic 4-packs too for tomorrow. So it's gonna be a lot of cool. But New York is right around the corner. That's gonna be fun. Ghost Zapper is asking, Did Ben sell or trade his Messi card?
I did not.
Look at
Sitting
that
right here.
beautiful SO. Wow, dude.
And Ka asks any of the Udon exclusives. Hold on.
So that Messi card, you guys, oh, what a card. If you guys didn't see Stein's IG, make sure you guys go check out Stein's IG to see the moment when he got to see it for the first time. It was pretty cool. So let's see here. Timothy says, I'll be hitting up Baltimore Comic-Con in October. Yeah, I decided that I'm going to try and go to at least, 3 Comic-Cons every year if possible, and try to, do at least San Diego every year and then maybe Baltimore or NYC. Ooh, look at that. There you go.
I did get that one.
So it was interesting at San Diego. There was a lot of books on last week's list, Stein, that I totally forgot about picking up. That was like, oh my gosh, man.
Yeah. I didn't get, so somebody, I think Philip Chung was asking me, he was like, how long did you wait in some of the lines? I'm like, honestly, if it had a line, I avoided it. I was not wasting my time standing in line. There was too many places for me to go and see. The only line that I even stood somewhat in for was just the Invincible trading card line, and that was probably only 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did San Diego Comic-Con and the National, yes, within 5 days of each other.
Yeah, tell him.
So I was telling Brian, I said,
yeah.
So what was crazy is, anybody who thinks that collectibles are struggling, if you went to both of those shows, the mass amount of money that was floating between both shows and the number of people, my gosh, holy cow, the National was so packed. And they don't cap it like San Diego. Like they don't sell out of tickets. They just keep selling tickets. So there was just unlimited people at the National. But I'm definitely going. Next year at the National. I'm definitely going for multiple days next year, because it was size wise. I'd say it was probably 50% bigger than San Diego, and there was way more just like product to buy. It wasn't just Tops and them had booths and stuff like that, but there was just way more to actually see and buy. So I need way more time. So I'm going to be up there for multiple days next year.
Yeah, dude, that's a big deal. So very, very cool. Look at that shirt. Yes, sir. Shout out to our boy Lobos and Mike at More Great Art. Sean, Hell Destroyer Comics, was pretty cool. And it was like synchronicity again, following us around, because we show up at our Airbnb and to drop some stuff off, and who's out front unloading their stuff to go into the Airbnb? It's Lobos and his family, and they're right underneath our Airbnb. They're the floor below us. And so when we had to come out for our 3:30 a.m. fire alarm, there's Lobo sitting out front at 3:30 a.m. with us, dealing with this fire alarm. So it was
and then you guys took a group picture with him, and I wasn't even there. I was upstairs trying to put something away. Yeah. I come back downstairs and they're like, hey, look at this cool picture we got. And I'm like, where am I? At least Photoshop me in or something.
We'll do that, dude. You got to get you taking a picture with your, yeah. So, all right, you guys. Shout out to YeeZee Yee, who is, he's playing a show tonight. So, hopefully.
Speaking of, if you want to support Yee and his band, we will drop a link where you can buy some of his merch. I saw he's got a Terrifier shirt. He's got a King of the Hill t-shirt for his band. So if you want to support Yee and his band, buying their merch would be a very nice thing to do.
Yeah, here is Yee's band's YouTube page. If you guys want to check it out, and I'm not sure if you can get his merch from there, but we'll figure out a way to get you guys to get you that merch too. So Yeah. All right, let's and shout out to our boy Red Hood, who might drop in at some point during the show. We kind of went a little late, so it's tough for him too as well. But all right, let's get into it with Buy the Dip. Ooh! Wrong one. All right, there we go. We have Almost 10. Thank you for joining us for the Almost 10, you guys. Starting off with a book that we saw on Wednesday night or Tuesday. I was doing the market report, a little bit of a market report. And I saw this on Tuesday where this sale happened, and I totally forgot about this book. I love this like retro cover that Marcelo Costa did for Radiant Black #1, and I forgot how limited it was, limited to 500 copies, and it's sold for a pretty penny.
Yeah, this week it hit an all-time high. CGC 98 sold for $550 on this, which that's crazy, right?
Yeah. Big time. Let me fix this real quick here.
That is a lot. DJK, I mean, it should have the membership button, but I honestly don't know. I don't ever look at my own page, so I don't even know what it looks like.
Let me take a look real quick here while we're doing this.
Speaking of, I will say paid members, probably, I don't know, within the next couple months, there will be something fun for paid members.
I do. Okay, real quick. Let me go ahead and do this. So if you guys are watching the show right now and you're watching live, you see this little money sign right here where you can give super chats. It says memberships right here. Unlock member only perks. You can give super stickers, super chats, member only perks, and you can gift memberships to people. And shout out to everybody that's done that in the past. That's awesome. But that's how you can join the members. You can also join by this little join button right here where it says join. If you're, you got to be already subscribed, and then hit that thumbs up, you guys. Only 40 thumbs up, and it looks like there's 77 watching right now. So hit that thumbs up right there. That's how you can join memberships, through the super chat or support button on the live chat, or where it says join. So Lisa Noble just became a member. Thank you, Lisa.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah. So there you go. That's how you guys do it. Yeah. Really good stuff.
Yeah. So. Yeah. You sound like Chit.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't get it out of my head. I can't do it.
All right. $550 for a 9.8 on this. Pretty sweet book, man.
Crazy.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Next, we have, this one blew me away too. Nightwing issue #1 from September of 2011. Back during the New 52. Great run. It wasn't my favorite Nightwing run, but it wasn't bad. And I loved almost all of the New 52 stuff. But here we go. A 9.8 of this had a big sale.
Yeah. Okay, so most people nowadays just see any of the new 52 stuff and just kind of blow past it. A CGC 9.8 of this sold for $165 this week, which is an all-time high. And I mean, I'm not saying that it's like an easy 9.8, but I mean, you can find these in high grade, and I mean, it's at that price, it's worth grading. It's worth just dropping the $25 and grading it, right?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, if you got to knock an easy layup of a 9.8, yeah, I would think so. It's a pretty decent return on a $30 investment.
Yeah.
So I don't know why this maybe because there could be rumors about him showing up in the DCU, maybe same costume. I don't know. That's a great question of why it's selling for what it is. So
I mean, I've always loved Nightwing, but man, I mean, it's been a long time since I've actually read Nightwing, but man, Nightwing's got its following.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right, next on the Almost 10. I love this. We've talked about this series before. Mirage Mini Comics. This was a very interesting thing that Mirage did back in 1989. It was a 13-book box set of mini comics. And then for those of you guys that might not know what I'm talking about, it's this right here. And for 1989, it kind of feels like J. Scott Campbell being a huge Turtles fan. We know he was a big Turtles fan. Kind of makes me feel like, did J. Scott Campbell and Image kind of see this idea and go, we need to do that for Gen 13? And they did the Gen 13 13-issue box set. But anyways, the box set had 13 mini comics in it, including a book that we've talked about before, the Forgotten Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventure Story. But there's also the Casey Jones Private Eye, Commandosaurs by Peter Laird and Steve Bissett, Melting Pot by Kevin Eastman and Eric Talbot. We talked about that book. Lasagna Loves, a Lasagna Lanya in My Dinner with Don by Mark Martin. Gizmo, Reflections of a Metal Face by Michael Dooney. Atlantic City Paradise by Stephen Murphy, Steve Levine, and Dan Berger. And then Pterosaur by Steve Bissett. The Puma Blues by Michael Zulli. Bush Babies, this book right here by Mark Bode, or Bode, I believe it is. I can't remember. Bode, I don't know, but famous artist, modern artist. And then a couple other books, which is very interesting. I'll show you guys these real quick. Here's all the... They're only 8 pages, too, each one.
So weird.
Isn't it? It's crazy.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure when I saw Bush Babies, because I was thinking, aren't most of us Bush Babies? I don't know, but
maybe.
I don't know, maybe possibly.
Born in the 80s and 90s.
But yeah, I'm still not 100%.
I just caught that, Stein. Oh my God, bro.
Aren't we? I mean, I'm still not 100% sure what it's about, but oh well.
Oh, this might be the coolest one of them, considering the artist, right? A lot of big fans of that artist and people who buy his stuff. So it's very, very cool book. How much did it sell for?
$25, but I'm like, I don't even know what this is.
Yeah, $25.
It just seems
like
so real. It may be, but maybe not. 25 if there was 13 of them. 25 times 13. You're talking like 300 for the set. That's a lot, right?
Yeah. Huh, interesting. All right, moving on next. Love this one. This one is one of those books that, this is the reason why the Almost 10 is so great and so annoying at the same time, because Stein lets out all my eBay searches. And G.I. Joe Dreadnoks Declassified #1, the web store exclusive. This is a Devil's Due book from 2006. And look at that awesome cover, man. What a great cover.
I didn't even know this book existed.
Yeah.
I was trying to find it on a bunch of like databases, and it wasn't even showing up.
No.
Yeah. Is this cover like leather, or does it have a different texture?
I have never owned one to tell, but it almost looks like it is. But I'm not sure. If anybody has one, let us know. I love how the G.I. Joe symbol is across the whole top like that. And it looks like it's
super subtle.
Yeah, and it looks like it's stamped on, the Dreadnoks Declassified part. Like it's like a leather book, and it's like branded on there,
Yeah, and the sale showed a picture of the back cover, and the back cover looks like similar to the front cover. I've never even heard of this book. So for 110, I don't honestly know if that's a good price, bad price. I couldn't even find any sales like in forever for this thing. So I really have no idea.
Oh, I love it, dude. I freaking love it. So be on the lookout for that one, you guys.
Yeah,
a
no
lot of
kidding.
cool Dreadnought stuff as of the last year now, and more to come. Trust us. If anybody was at the Energon panel, they know what's heading our way, and it's going to be awesome. So, next, Wonder Woman Black and Gold, issue number 1, the Warren Lau minimal virgin art cover, I guess is the way they put it.
Yeah, which seems like a lot of words to me. I just said almost virgin.
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah. It seems way more simple than trying to say minimal whatever they say. This one set an all-time high this week for a CGC 9.8, hit 500 for this, which is really weird. And I forgot about this because this was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
There was the regular trade dress was by one retailer, and then this one with the almost virgin was from a different retailer, which is odd, right? Because that usually doesn't happen.
Yeah. Well, back then it didn't. Back then it didn't. Now maybe, but I don't think back then they were doing that like as much.
Yeah. 500 now for this one. So tough to find. I don't know what the print run on this one is, but the color of it, I think, is what is really. I mean, it looks good anyway, but I think just the muted black and white with that gold it just really pops, right?
Yeah. Big time. I love the way that her lasso looks almost like transparent.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Very good.
Real fake said, "Can I see the non-virgin version of this?" It's definitely not as pretty because the trade dress goes right across the middle of the book.
Yeah. Yep.
It is not a Frankie's. That is definitely not Frankie's.
No. So, all right, moving on. Gargoyles issues 3, 5, and 8 newsstand copies had some big sales in CGC 9.8s.
Yeah, I'm assuming that this was a singular buyer because all 3 sales were within like 10 minutes of each other. But 3 and 5 sold for $225, and number 8 sold for $200, which is, from what I could tell, was there not very many sales of these in 9.8 in newsstand. And I can't remember is it number 8 that is there's something specific with number 8. I can't remember, but that was the one that sold for the lowest. So I can't even picture off the top of my head what. Other than that, they're just regular Gargoyles issues from that original run.
Yeah. Well, high grade newsstands are always tough, especially at this era, mid 90s Marvel and DC stuff, or at least this run. Usually trashed, absolutely trashed.
Yes.
So, but
100%.
All right. Next, I believe we talked about this way back in the day when this came out. We all laughed about it. The Dashers. This is a special promo book that Marvel did with DoorDash at New York Comic Con 2022. I can't remember exactly how they gave it out, if they were just freebies at the con or what, or if you had to like sign up for a DoorDash to get one or something. But this was pretty funny back in the day. And now, I bet you a lot of people forgot about it. So I'll be honest, I feel like I don't know how many of these they gave out and how they exactly gave them out. I didn't do too much looking on it because we were running a little late. But for $30 raw for this, that feels like almost could be a pretty decent pickup.
I don't know. And what's funny is the book is actually not even called The Dashers. It's called Custom DoorDash 2022 New York Comic Con Comic, is what it says in the inside cover. That's the actual name of it, but it says The Dashers, so it looks like it. And I don't know about you, is this Finch on this cover? Because that girl in the front looks like a Finch.
Well, here we go. So I do have this. Marvel's latest superhero team consists of entirely of drivers. Let's see if it says. This is from Bleeding Cool back in the day. Let's take a look here. There is a.
It just says Marvel.
It just says Marvel.
But that girl's face right there looks like David Finch.
Yeah. That's interesting.
But I don't know. Does anybody have this? Mel's probably got like a box of them or something like that.
Plans to release a motion comic version in 5 parts during October 12th. The press release claims you can read a digital version of the comic, but the link is broken. Oh, man. That would have been good to be able to check who the artist was. Oh, no, it doesn't say.
Steel Cartel says not Finch, but it looks like Finch.
Okay. Interesting. Well, this is a cool book. If anybody has any, let us know. And I would love to also know, if you're catching this on the replay, let us know in the comments what the print run might have been on it, because I don't know how crazy this was printed. They could be sitting on boxes of them, and that's why it's only a $30 book. But some of these rare promo books from cons like this that they just gave away, and Marvel and DC do these special custom edition books for companies. Could be something to look into as collectibles. I love to pick them up, at least. Stan Swagger says G.L. Giles, according to Key Collector. So there you go.
Okay.
All right. Next, Vampirella Halloween Trick or Treat Gold Foil Edition. This is a awesome cover from Harris Comics in 2004.
Another one that doesn't show up on many databases. I'm not sure how hard this is to get. I know back when Harris was doing it, the limiteds were generally like 1,000 to 1,500 print run is usually what they kind of were. I'm not really sure. It just doesn't show up on many databases. So I love books like that don't show up, because if the big databases don't even know about it, that means it never comes up for sale. So this one sold for $40. I don't honestly know if that's a good price or a bad price. It seems like a good price, but who knows? Because again, there's just so few sales on this thing.
Yeah. All right, you guys, I just dropped YeeZee Yee's band merch link into the chat as we get a new super chat from Ben Holtkamp with a $9.99 super chat. He says, "Love y'all. Appreciate you, Ben. You guys that really support us and are here, watching the content and are active and make this fun. Being able to bounce off of your guys' questions and your comments. It's one of the main reasons we do this. So thank you so much, you guys."
100%.
All right. Next, Wolfenstein issue number 1 from Titan Comics back in 2017. I remember when this came out. And I'm not too sure of how long Titan Comics has been around, but this feels like one of the earliest ones I remember from them. There is a B cover to this, and they're both great covers, but man, this cover is just, it really pops, like stands out.
Yeah. So maybe there's something going on with Wolfenstein. Is it Wolfenstein or Wolfenstein? I should know because my last name is Stein, but
yeah.
But I don't know if it's Wolfenstein. I think we always said Wolfenstein, like when we talked about the game and stuff like that. But, $35 for this or more. This had only been selling for like 15. So I don't know if there's just some of these video game covers are are tough to they're tough to find, and it's not like Titan is. Well, I know, Derek. That's what I said, but we all, for whatever reason, we always called it Wolfenstein. I don't know why.
The American English is so fucked up, you guys. Like, English is a fucked up language to begin with, but American English is like, we say some, schedule instead of schedule, and
I mean, again, anybody that should know should be me, but oh well, I'm stupid. Whatever.
And Chad Cave says the second vowel is always long in German. Stein equals Stein. Always. You're welcome, amateurs.
Well, you can tell that to everybody who's mispronounced my name my entire life. So,
yes. Yeah. Oh, man. All right. And our final Almost 10 book is a classic with a huge all-time high of a sale. Grendel issue number 1 from 1983, Comico Comics. What a classic series, classic character, classic creator, and a huge sale on a 9.8 for this book.
Yes, $33.60 for a CGC 9.8, all-time high. I saw the sale and I was like, first of all, I thought, okay, there's no way that that's right. And two, I was like, well, maybe I'm thinking the wrong book. And then I went and looked and I'm like, nope, that was definitely an all-time high.
Wow. Yeah, man. I remember this always being like a classic indie key from the Wizard era. Like, this was always been a grail book for a lot of longtime comic collectors. And it was during that time period, the independent black and white era, early 80s, where this stuff just went crazy. And this is one of those books, Matt Wagner and Grendel. And is it Matt Wagner, right? For Grendel? I can't remember. I believe it's Matt Wagner. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, very interesting. So there you go, you guys. That is the Almost 10 for this week. Let's move on to the list. Starting off with our Golden Age. Honorable mention this week, Shock Illustrated, issue number 3, also had a big CGC sale. And what a classic EC book right here.
Yeah, this one's like magazine size, right? This is like a magazine,
it's
right?
Bigger, yeah.
Yeah, this is, I like how they call it, what do they call it? Picto fiction?
Picto fiction.
Is it? Yep. Maybe it's pronounced Picta fiction. I don't know. Chad. Come on, you want to be my pronunciation police?
Yeah. Chad's gonna win the giveaway, bro. You watch. You just gave it to him.
Probably. Yeah, this one had the CGC 7.5 sold for $5,800, which is the third highest sale ever in any grade. The highest sale was like an 8 or 8.5 or something like that.
Chad,
I'm sorry if you're fighting with your wife. Your wife should be in bed. Mine's been in bed for 2 hours on a Friday night. So what am I supposed to say? Yeah, great cover. Super pulpy looking. I mean, this looks like straight off of a pulp cover. So
love it.
Yeah, looks good.
Very cool. All right, you guys. Our honorable mention of the week is another one of those books that I haven't got mine yet. So, because I forgot to fill out my dang Kickstarter survey. Everybody, remember this right here. If there's anything you remember from this episode, remember to go back and fill out your Kickstarter surveys, because if you don't, they do not have an address to send it to. Ruxy Vampire Number 2, I put number 1, but it's number 2. The Sveta Shabina variant is on the list, and wow, what a cover this is.
Yeah, these must have just been shipped out because they're popping up now. Multiple copies have sold for 100. I don't know how many of these ended up being printed. I have no clue, but yeah, Honda for this one.
Yeah, this was from a Kickstarter that it just finished. It was obviously called Ruxy Vampire. Issues number 1 and 2 were offered, and this was one of the issues. And shout out to Kurt Zauer, who created this Kickstarter. He's been trying to get a hold of me for like a couple weeks, and again, remember to fill out that dang survey, you guys. But wow, what a beautiful, beautiful cover this is.
Igor said they just started shipping them this week.
Yep. So, all right. By the way, speaking of Sveta, I announced this recently. If you guys are lucky enough to be part of my future live sales over the next week, I'll be doing live sales Saturday, Sunday, Mondays, and Thursdays over the next week. I have Sveta Shabina variants from San Diego Comic-Con that sold out. So, you can only get them on the secondary market now, but I have Sveta Shabina variants from San Diego that I will be offering in those sales, and 50% of the proceeds of those books will be sent to Sveta in Ukraine. So,
nice.
Come get a decent deal on some really hot books from her, including her very first professional work, Nightwalkers #1, which is limited to like 200, very, very rare. And I also have a couple signed books where, guess what, you guys? It is impossible to find Sveta signed stuff for obvious reasons. So, come score some of those, and then it goes to, helping her out a little bit, which is awesome. So.
Yeah. Hey, I will say this about, and I haven't really got to talk about San Diego at all. But when I got to go over and look at her booth, there was a print where she had done a Dazzler print, and it was by far the best Sveta that I have seen. And I don't know how it's not a cover yet, but if it were a cover, it was the best Dazzler that she could have done. So if you like this kind of art, that one was amazing. I don't know if we have a picture of it or not.
I do.
I didn't take any.
I do. Well, I have, here's what I do have, and I want to show you guys this because I think Sveta had some amazing prints. I picked up one that I really have been waiting for. This is the one that I picked up that I absolutely love. But she also had this one that was so amazing, She-Hulk that she did. And then this one of Sue. And then let me see if I can find that Dazzler. No, I can't. You're right about the Dazzler, though, Stein. It is fantastic, and I can't find it right now. But that being said, I think there are big roads that she is walking down right now that we're going to see some special stuff from her in the future. So, all right. Moving on to number 10. Helverine, issue number 9, the JSC Virgin 1 in 100 Just Spectacular Collection variant. These are the variants he's been doing where he's got all these different characters. He's probably it feels like 50, 60, 75 of them. I don't know. And this is the Ghost Rider one. Now, there is a trade dress one and then the 1 in 100s that are virgins. Some of the trade dress ones are the way to go. And we talked about this one on Wednesday night. I feel like the only thing lacking at this one, I would have much rather have a horizontal flip on this. And I know I'm not a big fan of those books, but I want to see the whole motorcycle. I want to see the front, the back. I want to see the whole thing. But this is one of the good ones, I think.
So what is the deal with, I mean, what they're called, Just Spectacular? Is that what you said?
So JSC Just Spectacular Collection. So
Oh
he's
my
basically
gosh.
yeah, right. Yeah, that's pretty cheesy. He's basically doing like what Alex did for the Timeless collection. Now they're having JSC do it. You know. And here's the thing about that. I think Alex Ross and J. Scott Campbell are like, they're at the height of their career right now. And I'm okay with them doing this stuff. If you're an up and coming artist, I think it's hard to, like, if you said, oh, I'm just going to do what they did and flood the world with covers, you have to be careful, you know, because you can really like flood the market with your stuff that kind of ruins your collectability, I guess it would. And that collectability is what fuels the excitement a little bit. But that's just me personally. You know, what do I know? I'm not an artist or an industry guy. But yeah, he's doing a ton of covers for this for sure. So, and this just came out this week. One of the new books this week.
Yep.
All right. Number 9 this week. Shout out to our boy Tony Fleece, who's doing the 1 in 10 variants for this new series called Tama, which looks like a play on like Tamagotchi maybe type, or you know, these Pokemon style games and stuff maybe. But this is from a new publisher, Panic Entertainment, which sounds very interesting. They had a couple of things, a couple of events where they talked about what they were doing at San Diego, and talked to a couple retailers who are really excited about what Panic has coming. And this is a 6-issue limited series, I believe, or they're going to be doing like a series 1 and a series 2 type thing. So this is very interesting. There are they also did variants, which I believe are like Pokemon style card variants. But I like this one because it has the old, Nintendo Game Boy kind of feel to it. So you raised it, now it's raising hell.
Yes, I got to meet Tony in San Diego.
Oh, awesome!
At the ignition party.
Oh yeah. Love Tony.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, so good to see him. Get notoriety and stuff like that. $25 for this one. It's a 1 in 10. That's pretty good for a random. I mean, you said Panic? Is that the name of the publisher?
Yeah, Panic. Panik, I believe. Pannik.
Is that like a subsidiary of somebody else?
I don't know if it's a subsidiary. I believe they're doing it through Massive. So that could be it. So real quick, before we move on here, I'm gonna stop this for a second because Lord of Brooklyn has brought up something that I've been kind of waiting to talk about it a little bit, but because he put out the super chat, he said, everyone please say a prayer for Kyle from Renovision, who is currently battling cancer. I found out about this about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. As you guys know, Kyle, one of my really good friends throughout the years, we had a little bit of a falling out over the whole Renovision thing, but it lasted a couple weeks and we kind of, figured it out. But friendship is always kind of, they go through these phases, and we hadn't been as close as we were. And I found out that he is battling cancer. I don't want to give out too much information just because it's not my place. I have talked to him and Nubia, And I did, say, let me know what you want to do. And he's kind of, it's his place to talk about this, but I'm gonna talk about this a little bit more tomorrow night. But there is a GoFundMe, which I'm going to put in the chat right now. And it's a bummer, you guys, and it makes you realize that none of us are invincible, and especially as we get older, getting old sucks. And you find out things like this, and it makes you realize how important certain things are and how unimportant other things are. And I agree with BK. If we can, please send out positive thoughts and prayers to Kyle and Nubia and their family. Recently had his first grandchild, and it sucks, dude. It really sucks. So fuck cancer, and go check out the GoFundMe. And we'll talk about it more as we can in the future. So, all right, back to where we were at number 8, everybody. Mr. Terrific, year 1, issue number 1. This is the Mitch Gerard's variant, just an open order variant at that, I believe. Which is
this
crazy.
This one surprised me. Came out a couple months ago. This is a $50 book now.
Yeah.
That's
just a B cover too. Just a B cover.
It's not an incentive. Go raid your back issue bins. That's the only thing I can say. I would tend to say that there's not like a whole lot of these that were probably ordered, but it is a number 1. And I think retailers knew that Mr. Terrific is going to be in Superman. So, I would have thought that they would have ordered this, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think that Mr. Terrific is one of the standout characters in the movie. And I love it. I've always been a fan of this version of Mr. Terrific. You guys know me. I'm a huge fan of the Spectre, and this is a character who's in one of those great Spectre runs. But it's very interesting. Sometimes those are the coolest books that are like non-ratio variants or non-limited books that are just like A or B covers that come out and catch fire. Catwoman 51, Adam Hughes, and Jock, Detective 880 cover. There's certain books that catch fire for whatever reason. People love them. And this is one of them, it looks like. Excuse me.
It doesn't seem that great to me. That's the thing.
I agree. Yeah, it's kind of... Yeah. Look at Stein. He's like, yeah. No, what's the first appearance going for? Well, it was on the list a few weeks ago, I believe. That Spectre 51.
Yeah, 9/8. I don't know. 9/8 were like what, 600-700, something like that. Does that sound right?
Yep.
I don't know. I'm old. I can't remember anything.
That first appearance has always been a very tough book to find. Not super high print run, very actually low print run on that series at that time, and a tough book to find. All right, number 7 this week. V-Friends, issue number 4, specifically the San Diego Comic-Con ash can that they were handing out at the Comics Pro event. Now, if I would have been smart like some of the other people that were there, I would have grabbed a couple of these, but I only got one. And the reason why is because...
you got one?
I did, and I'll explain what happened. I went to the Comics Pro event with a couple of the retailers. I was lucky enough to be put on the list through Jesse James Comics. And you have to go up to the room, and you have to sign in, and they check you and this and that. And we went in, and they were giving a little, show and talking about what's coming up and this and that. And they brought up the V-Friends guys, obviously not Gary, but the 2 other guys that are helping him with this. And they went up and they talked about their thing. And it felt like nobody, none of the retailers in the room were like even giving a crap about it. And they walked off to the side, and when they walked around, there was 3 seats next to us, and we pulled them over to talk to them, like, hey, we want to, like, these are great. And they sat next to us for the rest of the thing, and we talked to them a little bit here and there, and then we walked outside with them and talked to them. And I think that this should have been one of the things that was more talked about at that event, because if there ever was a needle mover in the comics world that retailers should jump on that's new, it's this VFriend stuff. I'm not the biggest fan about it, but man, it has making a wave in the rest of the world, the collecting world, the card world. And I feel like retailers, this could be something that retailers could jump on for their stores. And there wasn't a lot of talk about it. And they had a box of the giveaways. They printed 309 of them. And, you know, they were just handing them out. And people, you could have grabbed a couple. I know the 2 retailers I was with each grabbed like 3 or 4. And I just took one, the one the guy was telling me about. But man, they are selling for a ton of money, dude.
Yeah. 300 for this thing. Oof.
Yeah.
One, I didn't even know you had this.
It's just a little ash can. It's about this big. Yeah. Just dumb luck, dude. Like dumb luck.
Hey, good for you, man. Good for you.
Yeah, good for the guys that grabbed 3 of them and 4 of them. Because I'm sure they walked away with a bunch that they didn't give out because people weren't asking for it. So I see some people like Brad saying, I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it either. But basically what it is it's kind of like Pokemon, but Gary Vaynerchuk started it. They were like characters that he drew out on, you know, just messing around, and people are like, oh, you should turn those into like Pokemon style cards in a Pokemon style game. And he's like, okay, let's do it. And the original card set and stuff sold for ridiculous numbers. It was really, really crazy. And then they did a comic that we talked about on the show. We talked about on multiple shows that because it blew up. The VFriends JSC variant. They were like these special blind bags that they sold for issue number 1, and they were like on the list at the time. So it felt like more attention should have been paid to this at San Diego, especially from, you know, the industry. But
oh well, I missed.
Yep. Moving on to number 6 this week. Now it starts the Mark Spears Hot 10 show. Mark Spears Monsters, issue number 3, the second print, Swamp Things, 1 in 20. And I love this cover. Obviously, that monster right there, swamp monster, looks crazy, but I love how it's like the blood in the middle of the water. You just see the eyeball floating.
I didn't even see. Where's the eyeball?
It's right in the middle of the blood, man.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that. I like this one because I like the distressed look of the on the, you know, of the book. So it looks like it's old. And yeah, this one's, I mean, I will say this, man, Swamp Thing is pretty ripped in this one. I mean, like, if I wish I could look like that. I might even take the green skin if I could look like that. But yeah, 1 in 20. This one's selling for like 60 to 70 on this one. This just came out.
Yeah, this week, this Wednesday.
Yeah. So good for anybody that picked this one up.
I love the distressed look too. I think it's cool.
Yeah, it just looks cool for sure.
Great cover design. So, all right. At number 5, Mark Spears Monsters, issue number 3, the 2025 FarleyCon Shark Holofoil variant, limited to 199, is on the list.
Yeah, this one. Okay, so this one's selling for like. First of all, I'm a big fan of like covers where things are underwater and they're like, it just, I don't know, it just has a cool look to it. But isn't the number 3, that's the one that's got the original Jaws, right? That's the Jaws is coming straight up. The foil one, I missed out on that one too. This one's selling for 175 to 200 unsigned, and then 250 signed. That's a nice pop for signed copies. But there's only 199 of these, and I was trying to look through the and it's not just this one. I was trying to look through the sales on these, and I don't know how many of these he signed, but I would say that he probably signed at least half of these.
So let me tell you about the little bit I know. And he came on the show Wednesday night, and he talked about FarleyCon, which is very cool. So he did 199 print run on. I'm not sure if it was all the variants he did for FarleyCon, but it could be. John Ramirez is in the chat; he'll let us know. But there wasn't, FarleyCon is a small con. Now, don't get me wrong; it was crazy for Mark Spears. It was a lot of people were there for Mark, but still, even though there was a ton of people there for Mark, still he's not going to sell out all of these at FarleyCon. He did 6 variants, and he did, let's say 200 print run on each. He's not going to sell out 1,200 books at FarleyCon for as small it is. So whatever he didn't sell out at the show, he put on his site following day, and they sold out within minutes. So I think you could be right, Stein. We'll have to ask Mark if he felt like he signed about half of them or a third of them or what. But here's the thing about his signatures, you guys, and he said this, I'm not putting any words in his mouth. He wants to make, especially early in his career, he wants to make his signature rare and special. Like, if you get his signature, you got it from him at a con, or you bought the book from his store. Like, he's trying to make it special and not super, prevalent out there. So he doesn't, hasn't done very many big cons. He doesn't do very many store signing events. And he wants, if you get a signed Mark Spears book, like you got it from him personally at a con or an event or something, or you got it from his store. Like that's his signature, his autograph is special for him. And I respect that. I think that's how we looked at like Todd McFarlane back in the day when he was the same way. If you really only got Todd McFarlane signatures if you're lucky to be in like Phoenix or the Arizona area, if he would do an event in Phoenix, when he lived here. But now Todd is out there, he's getting older. He's signing everything. And we saw the San Diego Comic-Con Todd McFarlane signed book on the list last week. And it was like 120, or not on the list last week, but on the market report, it was the list last week. It was only selling for what, like $125, something like that?
And that line for that was out of control. Well,
And
that's
there was
one
like
of the ones I wouldn't.
1,000 of them or something?
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember the first time Todd did a CGC signing event. He had never done it before. And he was the cost was $250 per book to have him sign a book through CGC. It was crazy. But now he signs so much. And I get it. He's older now. He's doesn't think, it's a different reason for him, and that's on the artist. But I like how Mark and a lot of artists kind of do that, and their signatures are special. So, but that being said, one of the Farley books on the list this week. All right, at number 4 spot, speaking of J. Scott Campbell, Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 9, the JSC 1 in 100, and I'll say it for Hood, Mama.
And this is another one of those whatever thing that he's
just
doing, right?
Spectacular collection, yes.
Yeah, just spectacular. Yeah, this one's selling for $150. Again, you can get this with the trade dress. I also think that what was it that he put out a few weeks ago? It was a Mary Jane cover.
Yep.
And it was I think it was way better than this one.
Yeah, it was the frame box, right?
Something. I can't remember. And it was, I don't think it's selling as high as this one. And I think it was probably more limited. So, I mean, I get it. It's a 1 in 100, but you can get the trade dress for less than $10. So, I don't know. I wish they would, if they're going to do this, I just wish Marvel would change it up somehow. Even if they just switch the color from orange to pink or something. I don't know. Just have it somewhat different, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I love this one. I love the freckles. I love the cons. I love the old cons. The Chucks. I love the Daisy Dukes. I love everything about this, other than the color background. I agree. I think the color background is a little, I don't know. Maybe a white background would have been better. I don't know. Who knows? But good cover.
Maybe.
All right, let's get into the top 3 books of the week. At number 3, Mark Spears' Monsters, issue number 1, first print cover A. How crazy is this, Stein? I saw these same sales. This blew me away. I even talked about it to Mark. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. And now I don't know. Okay, so I've been out of it for a couple weeks. But when we were at San Diego, somebody at his table was saying that there was news about
Option.
Monsters, right?
Yep.
Yeah, about Option.
Yep.
Yeah, this thing is now at another all-time high. The CGC 9/8 of this were, I mean, they were high. They were like 400 to 500. This week there is multiple sales in the $625 to $800 range for this A cover, which is really funny because I passed on this A cover. I bought the Bride cover. But I passed on the A cover that was sitting right next to it. Don't ask me why. But when they first came out. Yeah, I passed on the A cover. Oops, that's another.
Well,
don't
you
do
say
what
oops,
I do.
Stein. I got an oops for you. You guys know me. I'm one of the biggest Mark Spears fans on the planet. And I have all the original Kickstarter books. But when it comes to the Keen Spot stuff, I own very, very little of it. I do not buy new books off the shelf. I don't. I just don't have. I don't go to the comics shop, my LCS very often anymore because, Jesse has moved and I don't get out to the store as much anymore, and, it's expensive to buy a bunch of books. So I do read, I read all the stuff, but a majority of stuff, but I don't buy new books off the shelf. Any Monsters books from Keen Spot that I've gotten have either been like the ones I bought at San Diego, the specials there, or books that friends have given me. I do not own a Monsters #1 Keen Spot cover A. I do not own a Bride Keen Spot variant. I own very little of this stuff. So I'm kicking myself now for not having some of this stuff, as a lot of other people in Stein is, because all-time highs on this. Can you imagine? And by the way, when we know, you guys all know, when we say something's been optioned, it doesn't mean that it's going to be a TV show or a movie. It means that it's being shopped to be a TV show or a movie. The production places where this is being shopped are big deals. And where it's been optioned are big deals. And if it happens, it's going to be a big deal. So cross our fingers. Let's see if it happens. But I think that's probably why we're seeing some of these big jumps on just like the A cover of this book. So,
yep.
Shout out to Mark. All right. At number 2, Mark Spears' Monsters, issue number 6, the 2025 FarleyCon Skull Nun foil, limited to 199. And listen, I thought that we would be talking about this book, but I also thought we would be talking about the Elvis book. But the Elvis book isn't on the list just yet this week. The Jaws book is on the list, but this book is a no-brainer hit. When Mark first showed me this, when he was just working on it, I was like, Mark, that is going to be a banger, dude. And, I'm glad that it's limited to 199 too. That makes it even super cool.
Yeah. It looks cool because it's got that all black Um, yeah, this one's pretty for sure. I mean, it checks a lot of boxes, especially for you. You love skull covers, so
Yep.
Yeah, this one's 200 raw, 350 signed. 3 to 350 signed. Again, I get why some people want signed books. I just, man, and I love Mark as much as, but I don't know if it is.
Well, I'll
I mean,
tell you
is his
what,
signature
Stein,
worth $100 to $150? I don't know.
bro, he signed these in this blue paint pen that pops over that little black area underneath her hands. It looks so freaking good, dude. That I am jealous that I don't have one. So
Yeah, it looks good for sure. I saw some people at the beginning of the show where they were trying to guess what number one would be, and I saw several people were guessing this book. It's definitely done well for sure.
Well, number one is very surprising to me, and we'll talk about why. So let's move on to the number one book this week. The Man of Steel, issue number 1, the Todd McFarlane San Diego Comic-Con eBay Live pack variants, limited to 100, is at the number one spot.
Such a weird book because this is not original. I mean, this is just reprinted art.
Yes.
So it's very
it was
strange.
A pinup, right? This was just a pinup that he did in an issue.
I can't remember. I feel like it was almost there was a magazine size that this was on. But I mean, so I don't know it seems like the blind bag, the Superman blind bags are something like for like what, $50 a piece, something like that.
Yeah, and they come in this kind of cool packaging where it's not like blind bag like plastic. It's almost like a like cardboard material.
And it's like a cardboard folder, like almost like a folder, right?
Yeah, and I actually kind of like it. It's different. It's only one book in there. I don't know I can't remember how many covers they did. But this was the hit of the bags. They didn't do any signed books. They didn't do any like sketchbooks like Clutch did with the Battle Beast stuff. It was just, I think like 4 or 5 covers, but this was the hit everybody was looking for.
Yeah, I mean there's the art germ, but it's a Supergirl cover, right? But that's the same Supergirl cover that's already been used, right?
That's a great question. I didn't look too much into it yet. So, is there anybody in the chat, in the live chat, that bought any of these? Let us know like how that worked and what you got and that type of stuff. And Derek says it was a pinup in Superman Special number 1 from 1992.
Okay, maybe that's Superman. Maybe that's why I thought it was like magazine size, because it would have probably been a double page or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. This one's selling for $150, which and there was a bunch of sales for it, but again, I mean, I guess it would have been cooler if it was like new McFarlane, right?
Yes, of course. Of course, just like all those other Legends books that they do where they use old art. That started with McFarlane, where they used the old Venom, final page splash. And it was because Todd wouldn't do. I said, Todd wouldn't work with Marvel anymore. So they said, fine, we're going to use old art that we own. And he said, I'll never sign it. I think he might be signing them now. But that was the first time that ever happened. Then they did Jim Lee, George Perez. They did, other artists throughout the years where they would, reprint this art that they already, quote, own. So kind of interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
His right hand, well, look at his left hand. His left hand looks like a foot.
Yeah, it's definitely got that Spawn cape, though, for sure. For sure.
The back of this is all blue, right? It's an all like light blue, the same color that the pack is in.
That's cool.
The
so
back
you wouldn't
covers
know
of
when
these
you
are.
were opening like what it was. You could do a reveal on it if you were doing
I
like
think
live.
so. I think all the ones that I saw, they all had a blue back cover on this, but
That's great.
I don't know. I mean, I will say this for anybody who was not at San Diego or was not at the National. Holy cow! These blind bag mystery packs are everywhere.
They're the future,
I mean,
man.
holy cow! Man, it's I mean, I can't really say anything bad about them because I do them myself. So I can't really be like, oh, these are terrible. I just hope that anybody that is doing them will continue to do them with some kind of
Standard
I don't want
quality.
Yeah. I saw something like with cards or something like that. There was one that was like $1,000 a pack, and somebody got something out of it that was literally it was a I think it was like a Joe Namath Genesis, like a PSA 10, and it was comping at like $60
Yeah.
out of
I've
$1,000. And I'm like, oh, like I think that kind of
pushes
risk.
people away.
Yeah. Like I'm not saying that you have to make every single thing a winner, but I mean, you have to at least make. I will say that like the arena packs, and there are some that do it to where you got a pretty good chance of at worst breaking even.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit real quick before we call it a night. Stein packs. Stein packs. One thing that's so great about the Stein packs is you have a floor, but every Stein pack, even though you said the floor was $150, every Stein pack was way above that floor. It felt like,
And I try and do that, and I will always try and do that. Obviously it's a little harder sometimes because generally I don't put books in there that are, I mean, some of them are common, but a lot of them are books that people are like, I've never seen a sale on that. So it's hard a lot of times to put values on some of those. But I try really hard to try and come up with some kind of a comp that makes sense, rather than, oh, this is a $20 book and I'm gonna say it's worth $250. I mean, I'm not gonna do that, but I try and use some kind of logic behind it. And I feel like I at least kind of know what most people kind of are looking for right now. I mean, I'm trying to give you guys stuff that makes sense, and you're like, oh, even if I don't necessarily, that's not exactly what I wanted, it's still pretty cool. It's still pretty hard to find. And, again, I hope that other people continue to do that as well. But, it is what it is. But these mystery packs are the future. I mean, they are everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's some really good ones in the comic world that I've heard about that are coming that I think keep that standard. And I will suggest that anybody that plans on doing them in the card, comic, collectible world, just make sure that you are very aware of that standard and you want people to come back and not feel like they've been burned. I will say, shout out to everybody that did win Stein packs from me. I appreciate you guys. I had to figure out, because I went and bought, like you did, Stein, where I bought all those new Gemini slab mailers. I bought a box of those, but they're really long, and sometimes they don't feel like they're very sturdy. So I had to do what you did, because I was just going to send them out in those, but I'm like, I don't trust this, and I want to make sure like I don't put the raw books in with the slabs, and it feels like they're going to be. So what I did is I did what you did, and I bought some padded poly mailers that I can put those in, And so I'll be putting the slabs in those and the raw books in a Gemini, and then putting them in the poly mailer and sending them. A bunch of people have reached out to me and asked me to hold on to them till they get back from their business trips or stuff. So I'll be sending those out to the people. But I finally got those poly mailers in, and I think that's the way to go on those, man. Using those poly mailers to kind of put those packages in there. I don't know if
I will say I've had a few people respond back to me and tell me that they absolutely love those mail. And I didn't put them in anything. I just shipped them. I folded it, put the books in, and shipped them out. Sealed them up, shipped them out. I think it was Heikozeil got it from or is in Germany, and got his already and said it showed up perfect.
Awesome.
I think that's who. I think that's who it was. So,
yeah.
So yeah, I didn't do much with them. I didn't wrap them. I didn't do anything. When I saw them, I was like, I think it saved me like a million hours in trying to pack things up, trying to put everything in a stupid, UPS or USPS box, and then wrapping it and making sure that it fit and all this stuff was just a nightmare. It took me, every time I was doing them, I just dreaded doing it. But my wife helped me, and we wrapped them up and got them all, like literally all of them done within just a few hours. It was awesome. Great. Yeah.
Well, we're not done just yet, you guys. We have a giveaway to do.
Oh, I forgot.
And shout out to everybody who's been active in chat tonight. Here comes our giveaway. The winner of these two beautiful KRS comics from Stein and KRS Comics is Relion. Congratulations. That's a new name that I haven't noticed. So make sure you hit up Stein in IG at the House of Stein. And congratulations. You just scored two beautiful San Diego Comic-Con variants.
This one's like a $50 book, and this one's like a $40 book. So you got like almost $100 in books for free.
Yeah, he's in the chat right now, and he says, "No way, score, brother! Congratulations, that is awesome." And we thank you guys for hanging out with us. It means a lot. It's a big deal.
You guys, oh my gosh, the House of Stein. Send a message to Ben Stein. Oh my gosh.
So, all right, you guys.
Never opened my mouth.
Tomorrow, I will be on Whatnot at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern. The link is in the live chat. You can also find it on my link tree after the show, and I also include it in the description of the show and on the community post on YouTube. I will have a ton of San Diego Comic-Con variants and signed San Diego books from Bill Sienkiewicz, Maria Wolf, Mark Brooks, Art Adams, Jim Chung, tons of stuff. Joe Benitez, Charlie Adlar, Tony Moore, Rob Liefeld, Robert Kirkman, crazy stuff. We'll be doing 3 sales starting tomorrow, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern on Whatnot. Then I'll be on eBay Live on Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then again on eBay Live on Monday night, same time. And then back on Whatnot next Thursday around those same times. So thanks for hanging out with us tonight, you guys. We appreciate you. And Stein, what do you say?
See ya.
All right, starting off with our Golden Age honorable mention, Shock Illustrated #3 had a huge third all-time highest sale in any grade with a CGC 7.5 that sold for $5,800. Love this book right here. Our regular honorable mention, shout out to the great Sveta Shabina. This is a Sveta Shabina Kickstarter variant. And even though it says Ruxy Vampire number 1 on the screen, it is Ruxy Vampire number 2. But the Kickstarter was for issues number 1 and 2, and they are just now being fulfilled recently. People started getting them, and they are selling for $100 plus on the secondary market. Seems like they're super limited. I couldn't imagine a ton of people knew about this, but what a beautiful cover and a great crowdfunding book to key in on. At number 10, Helverine, issue number 9, the J. Scott Campbell Just Spectacular Collection Virgin variant, 1 in 100, is on the secondary market this week because it came out this week, and it is selling for a bunch, $110 plus. At number 9, Tama, issue number 1 from Panic Entertainment. This is the Tony Fleece 1 in 10 variant. Tony, the hardest working man in comic books, is doing all the 1 in 10s, I believe, for this 6-issue limited series. And this book is selling for $25 plus on the secondary market. At number 8, Mr. Terrific Year 1, issue number 1, the Mitch Gerard's variant. Just a regular cover B, I believe, selling for a lot of money on the secondary market, $50 raw sale this week. This came out in May of 2025. And yeah, very interesting sale. Mr. Terrific, a great character in the Superman movie. They did such a good job on him. Great. This version of Mr. Terrific is a great character in general, and it's cool to see him getting some love. At number 7, V-Friends, the San Diego Comic-Con Ash Can for issue number 4 that was given away at the Comics Pro event at San Diego this year. Supposedly limited to only 309 copies. I didn't see a lot of people grabbing these at the Comics Pro event. I was lucky enough to happen to get one. And I would be surprised if they gave away all 300. So congratulations to anybody that got one. It is selling for a grip. $300 plus on the secondary market raw. At number 6, Mark Spears Monsters issue number 3, the second print Swamp Things variant. This is a 1 in 20 ratio variant. And if you look hard enough on this cover, you'll see the pool of blood and a floating eyeball there, which is awesome. This one is selling for a decent amount, having just come out this week, $60 to $65 on the secondary market for raw copies. At number 5, Mark Spears Monsters issue number 3, the 2025 FarleyCon Shark Holofoil variant, limited to 199 copies, selling for $175 to $200 raw and $250 plus for signed copies. At number 4 this week, Amazing Spider-Man issue number 9, the JSC Just Spectacular Collection Virgin variant 1 in 100, also out this week, selling for $150 plus raw on the secondary market. Love that image of Mary Jane with the freckles and the chucks. What a classic depiction of Mary Jane from J. Scott Campbell as usual. This is a great, great cover. At number 3, Mark Spears Monsters, issue number 1, the OG Keen Spot first print cover A from August of this year. Feels like this was forever ago, but with recent option news that is kind of out there, seeing this get some really big all-time high sales. It was selling for about $400 to $500 in CGC 9/8. Now $625 to $800 plus all-time highs with multiple sales. And at number 2, the Mark Spears Hot 10 show continues. Mark Spears Monsters issue number 6, the 2025 FarleyCon Skull Nun foil variant, limited to 199 copies, selling for $200 raw and $350 signed. What a beautiful, beautiful cover. An amazing book in general, and the blue paint pen signatures on this, and if you're lucky enough to get a cool skull remark, oh, did they come out good. And at number 1, the Man of Steel, issue number 1, specifically the McFarlane variant, limited to 500 copies from the San Diego Comic-Con eBay Live blind packs, selling for $150 raw on the secondary market. This has been the House of Stein Hot 10 list for August 8th, 2025. We'll see you next time. Adios.